So Lady Run is at long last discussing his bombed relationship with Jay-Z. And it seems as though Aaliyah could have had something to do with that. So you and Jay was both escaping Leah. Was he harsh, clearly woman-run as of late? Did a meeting interestingly. And he uncovers what truly prompted him and Jay-Z dropping out. They had both been enamored with Aaliyah. And she picked Lady over Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z then, at that point, pulled an extremely wild move, and you all will have a hard time believing how he treated woman as retribution. Yet is Jay-Z actually conveying resentment after this time? And does this have a say in Beyonce being envious of Aaliyah? And I understood it was Aaliyah, and afterward I just tossed my A game. And afterward you realize I surmise Jay was attempting to get at her too, okay? So I will require you all to get in your seats. And prepare your teacups, since this is some insane show. We at long last have some genuine data on the show that went down between Woman Run and Jay-Z. And know this is significant business, since we're hearing the tea directly from Woman Run himself. It's few out of every odd day that we hear Lady discuss his relationship with Jay-Z. So you all better realize that this tea is hot as F now, for those of you who don't have the foggiest idea about the foundation story of this. So Jay-Z and Dane used to be extraordinary companions some time ago. Yet not exclusively were they companions yet. They were additionally colleagues. They laid out the customary work Rockefeller Records in 1995. In light of the fact that Jay-Z continued to get dismissed by Marx when he needed to deliver his most memorable collection, the name turned out to find success obviously. And it immediately settled Damon Jay-Z as whizzes in the business. Currently, like I said, they were additionally extraordinary companions, notwithstanding colleagues, so there were extraordinary expectations for the mark. Ready to turn out to be considerably greater than it previously was, however, at that point gossipy tidbits about strain between Jay-Z and Woman began going around, yet the two men denied the reports and guaranteed that things were going perfectly between them. I actually intend what else would they have said they expected to safeguard their business, no matter what, regardless of whether things were unpleasant between them by and by yet. As time went on, they could never again conceal that there was some sort of hamburger between them. Yet peaceful as his feline, there was a ton of dramatization happening between them. The two of them had enormous self-images. So it was inevitable, before they began having contentions and conflicts about how they needed to maintain the business, and a lot of different things. Due to their inner selves, neither of them needed to make splits the difference. And you all know it's basically impossible to maintain a business with the accomplice without making compromise. It additionally didn't help that they were encircled by individuals who didn't be guaranteed to have the well-being of the business on a basic level. One of such individuals was Liar Cohen. In light of the fact that Lady asserted the liar just involved Rockefeller for his very own utilization, so there was a ton happening in the association and business. And the name essentially shut down when Jay-Z chose to offer his stake in a name to Jeff Jim. And it's a given that Dane was hella mad about it. Rockefeller was his child, and he didn't support Jay-Z auctioning his stock off, so the hamburger between them just deteriorated. Now, for quite a while, individuals have accepted that the explanation for their hamburger was only their self-images, and the way that they just couldn't come to a trade-off yet. As per Lady's most recent admissions, there was another significant explanation that they didn't totally appreciate both perspectives. And that is the way that they were both vying for the warmth of a similar lady. And no, I'm not discussing Beyonce in light of the fact that they were battling about another lady, and that lady was, in all honesty, young lady, otherwise called Aaliyah. Presently back in the mid-2000s, Aaliyah was the young lady of Hollywood. She was one of the greatest on the off chance that not the greatest female star in Hollywood. And it's implied that she had a ton of admirers. She was vigorously sought after by a ton of men in Hollywood. Said she was only that positive. Jay-Z was one of such men, as was Woman Run. Their relationship was at that point delicate. And when they began seeking a similar lady, well, things got much more chaotic among them. And what about her is that she knew how beneficial she was, and she inclined toward that thing oak. She offered as much consideration as she got, and she spent time with various men, despite the fact that she never were truly dedicated to them, with the exception of with you realize, who presently sources additionally uncovered that she didn't get cozy or lay down with the men that she spent time with on the grounds that she likewise partook in the consideration and gifts that she got, like I said, Jay-Z and darn were essential for the small admirers that she had, and they were both effectively attempting to win her consideration. Resembled each time I saw her, she appeared to be unique. So she had various looks like clockwork, and I resembled in light of the fact that and I understood it was Aaliyah. And I just tossed my A game, and afterward you realize I surmised Jay was attempting to escape her too in any event. When the two of them knew that the other was attempting to get at her, definitely two companions, going off the deep end about the very young lady as a circumstance that continues forever, well, since we've witnessed something like this an excessive number of times, well, it didn't take well before they began getting desirous of one another. And it didn't help in light of the fact that Aaliyah used to go on dates with the two men. So you and Jake was both escaping Leah. Clearly, everyone was getting into lead right. She was like she resembled you realize she'll go to supper with him, yet she won't simply be unique. So they essentially affirmed that Aaliyah wasn't laying down with any of the men that she was going out with. And this prompted a few bats of hookah. Crush first this sound like one of them, secondary school motion pictures from the 2000s yet. I think it was brilliant of her to not do the dreadful with just anybody. Since we as a whole skill on forgiving the business can be to ladies, assuming they feel that she has been with numerous men we've witnessed it an excessive number of times, even with Lori Harvey, so Aaliyah settled on the ideal decision to not bounce into bed with just anyone. She even discussed this in her tune-free rap, where she said, "Too often you all will come move toward me. I suppose you call yourself Boogie Me. Currently do I look simple? Yet it never damages to attempt I could possibly allow you to call me so." Speedy vocals in any case. Aaliyah began to focus closer on Lady and Jay-Z. Could have done without this yet was he severe clearly music. Definitely he felt a way we as a whole realized that Jay-Z could do without to lose, yet things deteriorated when Aaliyah at last concluded to carry out the thing with Dane, despite the fact that Dane didn't precisely tell Jay-Z that he had been the person who at last laid down with Aaliyah. Jay-Z found out in light of the fact that it occurred at a 4th of July party that they generally went to. We were both going hard, and we wound up in a similar house 4th of July. So we would, for reasons unknown, this damn lady's eugenelia wound up in a similar house. No doubt all that I was saying was entertaining, you realize. I'm saying it resembled. And I came ground floor like you understand what happened. He resembled listen lady, additionally uncovered that he realized that Jay-Z planned to make things hard for him. Since he was really distraught that happened, he resembled you realize. This will be hard for me, since he resembled on the grounds that he was tossing in light of the fact that since you realize his companions were giggling great. Jay-Z couldn't move past this, since he felt like woman had deceived him. And this in the end prompted the all-out breakdown of their kinship, as well as their business association. This moment, this isn't the primary opportunity that somebody began talking about this, since you realize who Miss Panther, right, additionally, topped on this 2 or 3 months prior. One thing about Miss Puma is that she is some way or another continuously having a tea on everyone in Hollywood, and individuals have additionally thought about how she got to have the tea. Well, at any rate, she uncovered that Aaliyah was the explanation that Damon Jay-Z dropped out. I think everyone that knows Scene Cardinals that he will droop anybody in any relationship for $1. Take a gander at how we did Dane, as I don't give a __. You needed to move away from your home, to move away from your accomplice, yet to do it the manner in which he did it. Music, it's vindictive music. So it appeared as though Dane was coming clean about the circumstance. Yet there was one section that he didn't discuss. And that is the way that Beyonce felt the kind of way about Jay-Z's fixation on Aaliyah presently passed, saying Jay-Z began dating not long after this unfolded, yet he wasn't over Aaliyah. Yet so Beyonce fundamentally needed to rival his fixation. And it eventually prompted her inclination, envious of Aaliyah. Not exclusively was Jay-Z still into Aaliyah, yet Aaliyah was additionally the greatest female star at that point. So it was particularly hard for Beyonce currently Dane's disclosures, has individuals talking. And they are seeing a variety of responses individuals have left well-known saying above all else Dane is was cuter second Jay's was a finished exercise in futility and didn't have any desire to open up to the world. That is not the degree of responsibility Aaliyah was searching for. And she personally said it too. I look simple. Aaliyah was so unprotected, this multitude of developed men salivating over somebody so youthful and out of their place in life now. Her memory gets brought back up on what man maintained that her should finish their poke. And Lady Run examining Aaliyah in the manner he is correct now around the commemoration of her last collection was a decision. There wasn't really any need to focus on the amount of an impact she was, and how her specialty and style rose above time. It's in every case. Some is attempting to get back at Jay's unfortunate. No doubt it's all exceptionally insane, right? Yet what do you all think? Pretty much this. Do you believe that Damon's attempting to begin a superfluous show to get back at Jay-Z? Let me in on what you all think in the remarks underneath and afterward. Look at this next video. Much obliged.